Hi, Mike here. You're watching Scout Restoration Yukon. In this video, dash assembly, I continue installing the glove box, ashtray, lighter, throttle cable, speakers, radio bracket, some wiring, Packard 56 connector overview, and finally I will seal the ends of the defrost duct. This is not a how-to video, it's a how I do video. I hope you like it. Let's get to work. If you want to help, please subscribe to Scout Restoration Yukon. It's free. Mike Morrow, over and out.
This is the glove box for the Scout 800. It's kind of a cardboard affair. I've painted it black with trim-clad rust paint. It's in very good condition. On the side, on the end, you can see two wires sticking out. Inside the glove box, there's a 14 amp fuse for the heater fan. These are the screws, and there's the strap for the door. So, first problem I have is, as usual, everything I do on this Scout has this awful blue paint on it. So I have to remove this paint from these screws, prime them, and then I will paint them semi-gloss black. So I'm going to clean up the inside of this glove box door with an angle grinder with a wire brush on. So that's cleaned up enough that I can paint it. Before I paint it, so I just taped over the brushed aluminum. Trim it. Almost ready to paint that. We'll just give it a good alcohol wipe. You can see the dirt coming off of there. That's pretty good. Just flip it over. And I'll wipe along here. Like so. There. So because inside the glove box is black, I'm going to paint the inside of the glove box door with black semi-gloss self-etching paint. So let's try that. I'm removing the aluminum oxide from the glove box door using steel wool, so I shall continue with that. So it took a while, but the steel wool is doing a very nice job. Just have to make sure I rub it in the same direction all the time so it looks like brushed aluminum, because the scratches will all be parallel. If I went around in circles, I wouldn't get the same effect. So when I've finished that, I will wax it to protect it from the oxygen so it won't oxidize again. I'll just wax it with some furniture wax and polish it a little bit. So that's a lot better than it was before. So I applied a thin coating of furniture wax to this aluminum to keep the oxygen away. And I'm just polishing it with a soft cloth, clean soft cloth, and it don't look too bad. So I'm ready to install a glove box, but the first thing I need to do is install these two little rubber bumpers that the door closes against, and they go here and here. Unfortunately, I already installed this air duct, so it's in the way. So I've unscrewed that. This is the rubber bumper. I sprayed some silicone lubricant on it, so I removed the ducting behind it, and now I'm pulling on it with a pair of pliers and a tiny little screwdriver, trying to get it to pop into the hole. There, it's in. So that's done. Now I can get this ducting back in place, hopefully without too much trouble. It screws in here and here. So now the defrost duct is in place, screwed down, and the glove box is in place with two screws started. So now I will just move around to the front and continue putting the screws in. So this little cable goes on here with a bolt with a nylock nut on it. I'll just tighten that up a little bit more. The reason it uses a nylock nut is this needs to swivel. and the nylock nut won't come loose and fall off. So that's pretty good like that for now. I'll maybe tighten it just a little bit more. There, that should be sufficient there. Little screw goes in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just gonna raise this up a little bit. Come over here. But first of all, put a screw on this little strap here, even if it's just loose for now. And I think these slightly bigger screws with a just a slightly bigger head. Try another one here. That one tightened up. You don't want to tighten them up, yeah, because there's an adjustment on this door. So there's the latch installed. It's not adjusted. So the glove box is installed, and this is the last piece. Took me a while to find it. It's what the latch catches on. It's the catch for the latch on the glove box. So I'm just going to install that and adjust it. So it just goes in this hole here. Square it up. Now. No. It's right there. Square it up. Closed. Open. Closed.
Attention, fellow Scout enthusiasts. Thanks for watching. I hope that you're getting useful insights from my videos. If I can earn 1,000 subscribers, I will be able to create Scout videos for a long time. Please like and subscribe so that we can continue this journey for years to come. I will show all the details. Over and out.
So that's not too bad. As you can see, the ashtray is crooked. So I took a look at that, and this track is lower on this side than this side. And I looked in the back, and there's a little spot weld there that's come apart. So this is where the problem is right here. So what I'm doing is slipping this bolt in from underneath here. The bolt is here, and I'm just tightening it up with a little 5/16 socket and a 5/16 wrench on the other side. A bit more. I'm just hoping that this won't be in the way of the ashtray. It's still not quite right. There's a gap here. So there it is. By fiddling around and bending, I've got that to fit a lot better. It's not perfect. But these Scouts weren't built perfect. The workmanship wasn't that great on the sheet metal. The cigarette lighter is a two-piece thing. So just unscrew this part here, push this through the hole in the dash, like that, and then I will screw this back on from the other side. So that's good and tight. So there's one more hole to fill in the dash here, and that's the throttle cable. So the cable just goes through like this, and I put a nut and a washer on the back side of it. There, flat side down. That's tight. Threading the cable in, and it's got a notch in it too. If you look at the radio, it says it requires an 8-ohm speaker system only. So what I was able to find was 2 4-ohm speakers, and I mounted them. I made an adapter plate out of plywood, and I mounted them on that. And that just slips in there like that. Should be pretty good. There's 4 nuts and 4 star washers that go on that. Now I've installed the speakers. They're very solid, very secure. I used spacers so the speaker won't touch the adapter plate. There's 2 holes in the adapter plate. The sound will come out through the grill in the front, and it's wired directly into the radio. So the one other thing I need to do is install this brace on to the radio. So 3 little screws hold this bracket onto the radio. 1, 2, 3. And then there's 2 screws that go in from the front of the dash. So these 2 bolts go into the bracket. I'm not sure if these bolts are a good idea. I'm gonna get a straight edge, have a look at this. Well, maybe it's okay. Those are tight. Well, time will tell. Anyway, that braces everything, makes everything very tight together. So I'm pretty happy with how this job is going on this dash. Everything's coming together quite well. I don't have really any loose ends. I know pretty well where everything goes. So the radio's all installed, the glove box is installed. And over here, you'll notice this wire has the number 102. So I was able to look up on the circuit identification sheet 102, heater switch and heater motor, including feed. Once I learned that, I knew that this 102 wire would feed power to this fuse here, and then the white one from the fuse goes to the center posts on the switch. It's a two-way switch. I was able to go from the wire on the ignition switch that feeds the heater to this 102 with my ohm meter, and I got continuity. So that proved to me that that's the right wire. So everything is fine. With the cigarette lighter actually is going to the ammeter, and the radio has a fuse in it, inline fuse in it. Here you can see the inline fuse for the radio. So I'm just going to leave these labels on these wires for now, but everything is looking good. There's just one last job to do, and that's repair this bulkhead plug. The green wire goes in here, is broken, so I have to repair that. This is a Packard 56 electrical connector, also known as a GM56 or a Napa 56. It features a tab that locks it into the plug. So I bared the wire, crimped the new connector on, and then pushed the connector into the plug until it clicked. In order to install a Packard 56 connector, this is the receiver, and you see this notch here. The tab on the connector goes in here into this notch until it clicks. Now I can't pull it out because the tab locks it. And you can use a screwdriver or whatever works for you. This tool gives you some options. After you do that a few times, it doesn't work anymore. You have to pry this little tab up like that. Pry it up quite a bit. Now if we put it back together, you can hear it click. Need to release it. Like that. It pulls out. Okay, voila. I also plugged the ends of this duct with insulation, and I'm going to put some silicone on there to make it stay there. Same thing at the other end of the duct. I'm going to put a bunch of silicone on there to help seal the defroster.
In conclusion, I'm ready to install the dashboard in the Scout. My next video will be steering column assembly. I hope you like it. If you want to help, please subscribe to Scout Restoration Yukon. It's free. Mike Morrow, over and out.